So it's looking likely that the highly anticipated Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight on July 20th, being shown exclusively on Netflix, will be cancelled due to a number of different factors. First off, the health issues with Mike Tyson have been a massive concern for this fight to even be sanctioned, which it is still yet to be. There's also huge allegations against Jake Paul regarding steroid use. But what is really going to happen? Be sure to stick around till the end for the full details. Prior to their July boxing match, Mike Tyson has been informed that if he returns to the ring under Jake Paul's alleged conditions, he will be taking serious health risks. When he squares off against Paul, who is 31 years younger than Tyson, at age 58, the bout will be broadcast live on Netflix. Paul and his crew have been clear that they will not be wearing headgear, despite rumors to the contrary that have been mostly fueled by Derek Chisora. They have expressed their desire for the bout to take place in Dallas, Texas, under professional, fully sanctioned conditions. Tyson has been informed that fighting at his age carries a risk of rupturing veins in his brain, should he choose to do so. Senior lecturer in medicine at Anglia Ruskin University, Stephen Hughes wrote in a column for The Conversation that Tyson not only runs the risk of suffering a subdural hematoma, or tearing veins in his brain, but also of cardiac fibrosis, a condition that can cause cardiac failure and even sudden death. Tyson has uploaded recordings of his workouts and looks to be in excellent shape once again. He wants to challenge himself and give himself the best chance to relive his glory days. However, the health risks Tyson has been alerted to suggest he would be wise to think about helmet regulations and may be an error to accept Paul's purported demands. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. By doing this, you'll never miss out on any upcoming videos from the combat sports world. In older people, the brain tends to lose volume, said Dr. Stephen Hughes. This lengthens the bridging veins and makes them more vulnerable to rupture. Alcoholism is known to accelerate brain shrinkage, and it appears that Tyson has this as a past risk factor. Jake Paul also let it be known his response to the random claims online regarding the rule set to the fight itself, where they were hypothesis that there would be headgear. He could tag in Logan in "he needed help" and a lot more waffle. Just a quick message to the people who are complaining about the rules of me versus Mike Tyson. Some TikToker user made a video making up all these fake rules like me and Logan tag teaming him, us wearing headgear, all of this bullshit. If you believe that you're a fucking idiot and you shouldn't be allowed to vote, you shouldn't be allowed to drive on the streets and endanger other people. I feel for any dumbass who believes that, and I would never let my fans down in a fight like this and wearing headgear. Come on now, people. Eddie Hearn did not hold back in his scathing evaluation of the impending bout, stating that while he is aware of the nature of the event and what the crowd wants to watch, he views it more as a show than a competitive sporting event. It'll do really well. People will tune in, but it's not for everyone if you grew up watching Mike Tyson, and he's one of your greatest fighters of all time. The last thing you want to do is see him get back in the ring at 58 years old when the fight takes place on July 20th and lose to Jake Paul. He admitted that public curiosity was likely a major factor in the event's success, but he voiced doubts about its attractiveness to traditional boxing fans, particularly those who held Mike Tyson in high regard during his peak. The general consensus from the casual audience is, "Oh, that's a bit of a freak show. I'll watch that, who knows what's going to be on the card? Maybe it's a great night of boxing, we'll see." Though he remained unsure about his own plans to watch the fight, Hearn hinted that the event, which some people saw as merely entertainment rather than a legitimate sports event, might still be successful if it manages to combine a compelling undercard with the main spectacle. Hearn suggested his decision would depend on the quality of the undercard, which is most likely what Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are planning on doing for the event. Jake Paul isn't stupid when it comes to stuff like this. He will most definitely ensure hardcore boxing fans will be pleased with the undercards, as if he doesn't, it would be a huge mistake. According to Jake Paul, he is unconcerned about Iron Mike Tyson's strength. "I have an iron chin." When Jake Paul's girlfriend was brought on to his most recent podcast, she did not hold back when the topic of Paul's July 20th fight with Mike Tyson came up. "Hey babe, but what if he knocks you out?" asked Jutta Leerdam. With a grin, Paul suggested Leerdam should just look away if it happens. "Seriously babe," she replied. "What if he knocks you out? Is that your last fight?" After a while, Paul, who is 9, won with 6 knockouts, put an end to the jokes by declaring that Tyson would not defeat him. Tyson was 50, 6 as a professional, including 44 of the most stunning knockouts in boxing history. "No, I'm too sharp and fast," Paul said. "I think just being active and being the man in the arena for years and years now," Paul said, in explaining why he doesn't think Tyson will knock him out. "Like, I don't even get nervous, the nerves are not even there anymore." While recording the podcast, Paul turned to face the camera and stated, "I want to see how hard Tyson hits." "Mike, I really want to see, bro. Let's see. All the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin. People know that. I take shots, so I think people are underestimating me being able to deal with his power, and that is something that is going to make it interesting." Paul also talked about how Tyson's 30-year age difference would affect the fight. "I am biting off a lot," Paul said. "This is definitely the toughest, most savage, lethal opponent, regardless of age, because the power is the last thing to go." Before we go any further into the video, if the fight is to go ahead, who do you see being victorious on July 20th? Will Jake Paul shock the world and brutally knock Mike Tyson out? Or will Mike Tyson prove he's still one of the hardest hitters in boxing history and wipe the floor with Jake Paul? Comment down below. A lot of different pro fighters have been making their opinions be known regarding the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. And Sean Strickland has made it clear his thoughts and isn't happy with Jake Paul in the slightest for choosing to fight a 60-year-old next.
I mean, how old is Mike Tyson? 60?
57.
57. Jake Paul,
27.
You are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me fucking disgusted. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my shit and go to prison.
Which is the reason this fight is going to perform so well, as half of the internet is stating Jake Paul stands no chance as this Iron Mike Tyson we're talking about, then the other half think Jake Paul is bullying Mike Tyson by fighting him. What is a statement I never thought I would ever be reading out loud. Nonetheless, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's verbal sparring has now reached previously unheard of heights. Paul made a clever jab at the boxing legend on social media by posting a new face tattoo on Instagram that mirrored Tyson's well-known tattoos with precision. As you can see, the action quickly changed to show a man who had a visible part of his ear removed. Then Jake Paul himself playfully held a prosthetic ear in his mouth, referencing Tyson's infamous 1997 disqualification against Evander Holyfield. Tyson may have shrugged it off, but Holyfield noticed. Holyfield had a clever reply ready for Jake Paul. Holyfield struck a chord. Nearly 30 years ago, a moment of unbelievable spectacle known as the Bite Fight shocked boxing fans all over the world. In their much-awaited 1997 rematch, Mike Tyson, famously known as Iron Mike, unexpectedly bit into Evander Holyfield's ear. Many fans worldwide are hoping that Mike Tyson will do the same thing against Jake Paul, as could you imagine how viral that moment would be? Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to Fight Fury for future videos from the combat sports world, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.